That was off the podcast type shit, because you constantly do that about everything, and it's like, bro, like.
Okay then, welcome back everybody. It's Free For Podcast. It's your host Honorable Senpai here with my two cohorts of crime, Tez and Henny Neutron. Check out the links in the description. We're on SoundCloud, Audio Mag, YouTube, VidMe, and yeah, let's go ahead and hop on into it. So, gentlemen, first topic. K.R.I.T dropped a new album. According to Henny Neutron, our resident music god, it is Flame.
When did this nigga become resident?
He's music. He has to be some other guy to fuck him. That's what he is. So, tell us about
the
that
guy
album.
that likes music. Yeah, I'll take that one.
We all like music.
It was the guy that loves music.
I love music too. Like, go ahead.
I thought it was fire. I thought it was pretty good. It definitely had like that southern flavor that I had been missing for so fucking long. And I'm not like a big K.R.I.T like fan or anything like that, but after hearing this album, I'm interested in like going back and listening to his earlier work to like see, was he always just banging? Because I'd heard a couple songs before and it was just like, okay, I like the style, whatever, but he just kind of comes off like hella preachy sometimes and or like hella ratchet sometimes, and I can understand that crossroads, but I guess because I lived that myself personally,
it's righteous ratchetness.
Yeah, and that's cool, but like, man, but sometimes you just don't want to hear the extremities. You know what I'm saying? Right, because I go through that in my head all day.
So you feel like he's just conscious or he's ratchet. There's no kind of in between.
I feel like I would put him in the same vein of like David Banner or like CeeLo, which is like somebody that he worked with on this album.
So, was you get offended if I said like I thought they looked alike at one point?
No,
David Banner and K.R.I.T.
No, that's for him to be offended.
He's like dark-skinned dudes from Mississippi.
Because they said they had the same.
But it's like
for a minute, I was like, okay.
But I mean, like, that's just like a style. That's like plenty of people that we've heard that didn't even have to be Southern.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say, so I can name several guys.
I mean, like, but at the same time, like, you got plenty of artists that aren't like that just like they just rap.
Yeah, I feel
you know what I'm saying? Like, whether they're just rapping to just rap or just rapping to say a message, they just rap.
Are you talking about just focus on the craft of rapping and not necessarily content, or that's what? Okay.
It's not even about the crowd. I mean, like, fucking okay, two people from the same like state as him, Ray Shrimmer. Mm-hmm. I plan on listening to their new project.
Yeah, they make dope music.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they're rappers and they're not like
they got
super lyrical.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's not even about the craft. It's just like the content. It's just like everybody's not down to listen to like, okay, I done heard you like do the Pac routine of hit him up and you know
what jig on the beat or some shit. I don't know.
What's like a,
I don't know what
like Dear Mama.
Dear
Mama. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just
super
like,
extremes, yeah.
I don't want to hear it all the time.
I feel you.
But this album just really grabbed my attention. Like, the production on it is phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm sorry, just to cut you off, but like, just to put this in context, Henny is the only person that actually listened to the entire Big K.R.I.T album. I personally haven't gotten to it, and Phenom hasn't gotten to it. But yeah, go ahead.
I just think it's a good album. I think it's worth the listen.
Yeah. It's been getting good reviews, and I will say K.R.I.T has been killing these freestyles. Boy, like, just hearing like that cat's like southern drawl and like how he delivers like lyrically, it's fucking dope. And like, I've heard him rap before, but be honest, like I heard what was the One Train joint that had him, ASAP,
Kendrick,
Yellow Wolf, Bronson, yeah. He arguably had like the best verse on it, arguably. And I know he can rap, but it's just like content wise. Every time I hear him, it's just like going back to what Henny was saying. Like, he's either really ratchet or he's really conscious. And I personally was like, his ratchet side is very reminiscent of UGK, and I'm kind of like, I don't want to hear about candy paint dripping. I want to hear about chicks on your jock and all that shit. I don't want to hear about that shit, to be honest with you. But you know, I know he's an incredible lyricist, so that's kind of one of the things that I'm like, okay, I'll give him a chance because of that. And then also hearing the freestyles he's been putting out lately. Did you have any you want to add?
I haven't really listen to any of his free. Like,
what period? You haven't listened?
Nah, dog. I've been on a whole different wave lately. I haven't even been listening to hip hop.
No, but I'm saying you've never really listened to K.R.I.T?
No, I've never really listened to K.R.I.T per se. It was more like I've heard him on features. I've heard like cats with his production, people he's produced for.
He's supposed to produce for like Bun B too.
Yeah, so I've heard him. I always liked K.R.I.T because I always liked his interviews and how he like. I guess what he brought to the table as far as like away from the music, I was cool with. I never supported him like that. I just knew about him. I respected him, and that's kind of why I kept it. I'm gonna listen to his album at one point. Like I will get to it, just when I get to it.
Yeah, that's kind of.
So yeah, that's all I gotta say. But like, so out of a shot glass, is it a shot or is it just a whole glass? What is this album?
Really? Is that a really
I was just like, yo, I think everybody should go check it out.
It's worth the listen.
So we popping bottles. All right,
however you want to say it, bro.
I was like two thumbs up. I don't know. I don't know the metaphor.
Right, bro.
I'm like on the scale of any to none. Okay. Like what is it?
I'm glad you connected that for us. We were like,
for
what
real.
the fuck is this nigga talking about?
Nowhere.
He just thought I was
He's like, alcoholic. I was like, man, this nigga got a problem.
I thought you were just talking like about glass. I was just like, okay.
Exactly.
Is it a hand
grenade? Is it a hand grenade or a shot? Which one would you compare it to?
Is it the boot? Das Boot?
No. I would like a Das Boot of Henny.
Is it a thermos? Is it a thermos of Henny? What are you doing?
But yeah, all right then. All right, next topic, gentlemen. This comes from Tez. So here's a question like you brought up to us. It was more like, how do you still approach an artist that is dope that you stopped listening to because you just never got back to it? So in other words, you know there's a guy that's dope. He spits hot fire.
He doesn't necessarily have to spit hot fire, but it's just music that you know is dope. But
he spits hot fire, and you didn't want to.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Explain.
I'm gonna clarify it. All right. There's an artist that you've seen, whether or not he spits or he's just whatever swagging on a beat or some shit like that, and you just find his music interesting, but you just don't take the time to check it out. Yeah, those are the artists that I'm talking about.
So your man's not hot.
It don't necessarily have to do with being hot. It's just like you just not delving into the music.
I was just fucking crazy.
But I'll start the conversation out. Like Big K.R.I.T is a great example. I heard Mountain Olympus, and that was a pretty good song. But I just never took the time to be like, I'm gonna listen to I think he has like King and Remembrance. He has like a lot of mixtapes that I haven't checked out that I've heard great reviews about. A$AP Ferg, I haven't listened to as much A$AP Ferg as I would like, but I know I've heard great music from him. Who else? GZA. I've heard great things about GZA. I haven't heard that many solo albums from GZA. It was just like I can keep going, but
how many solo albums did GZA have?
Dude, he's been making music since like 94, 95.
Albums though.
Solo. Like, no, before 94, 95 actually, like solo albums.
Yeah, because he was the reason that they got on.
Him, it was what? He came first, and then Raheem RZA.
I know he's known for Liquid
Sword. That's his like,
that's the pinnacle of GZA.
Yeah.
For what some people say, but I haven't really heard anything after. For real.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, what about you, Henny?
I listen to everything that I want to listen to. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
I always gotta have some nigga that want to be different. I swear, every podcast, somebody got.
What about you though, Seth?
Okay, we'll throw Lupe on there. I'm hit or miss with.
Yeah, you fall off at a certain time period.
Kanye is on there for me.
Nah, I can't say Kanye.
He is on there for me. I haven't really gone to a Kanye project.
You haven't listened to a full Kanye project?
Since
Graduation.
Nah, my Dark Twisted Fantasy. Like Life of Pablo.
Yeezus?
Yeah.
No Yeezus.
Hell no, I ain't listen to Yeezus.
Sarcasm behind that shit.
No Yeezus, man.
You know why the fuck I didn't listen to Yeezus.
Sarcasm behind that nigga.
And then freaking what was the other joint? Oh yeah, Life of Pablo. It wasn't a complete album. I heard some singles out there.
It wasn't consistent. That's what I feel about it.
And then like when it was just like he even said this ain't the complete album. We're gonna give you the complete one next time. You gonna pay the full price next time.
He kept changing shit. That's what he did. He was about to put it out, then he changed it. Then he's like, I gotta work on it a little bit more.
So yeah,
it's not complete.
Kanye on that list. Clear Soul Forces are on that list.
Yeah, I haven't really. I would love to check them out.
Novelist is on that list because he's from Clear Soul Forces and he's been dropping EPs and stuff. I just haven't gotten around to listen to him. And he's dropping shit on like shit I like. So I need to get around to it. Who else? Genuine ain't dropping nothing in the I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you.
Holy shit!
Gotta see your face for a bit.
God damn. He got me with that, folks. I never saw it coming. That nigga sucker punched me.
Oh my God.
It's like, wake up, motherfucker.
Like, you really looking forward to a Genuine? Like, listen, 100% Genuine was dope.
Yeah, it was.
Nobody. Yeah. That shit was flame, and shit, that's all right now, man. I ain't really got nothing else besides like, who else, man?
Sure, I can name other genres like Quincy Jones type shit, because I just now started listening to Quincy Jones like music, like stuff he composed and produced, and it was pretty good.
See, I think I went back. I've been listening more to. I went back to rock. I actually went back to Toxicity album from System of a Down.
I've heard that, yeah.
So I went back to that just on a whim one day, and then like I went back to Red Hot Chili Peppers. Then I started going to Foo Fighters. I started getting real heavy in the rock for a minute.
Yeah.
But I've been going back to old albums and shit. Went back to Nirvana. First Nirvana.
I'm kind of turned off by going to Nirvana because everybody goes back to Nirvana. So it's kind of like
they were pretty important for the time.
No, I'm not even saying they're not. It's just like
that's the reason why people go back.
Yeah,
sure.
It's like the hipster in me. The hipster in me is like, I want to go back to Nirvana because everybody loves that shit.
At least you ain't
like all the hip hop dudes that like say, "Oh, I listen to rock." Will cite Nirvana. Only person that doesn't do that is fucking Uzi Vert. He cites Manson. So.
Oh yeah, he wants to be like Manson. But I was about to say, at least you ain't like the cats that like they'll go like like the high graphic shops. They get all the shirts of these.
Yeah, they don't know the shit.
They're like, who the hell is that? It was like, who is Nirvana? Like, you got the shirt on, dog. Like, you should know.
Be funny, like, yo, that's a great band. What are you talking about? Oh, them?
Oh, I never heard of them. Oh, I just saw the shirt.
Exactly. Look fly, man.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying, man. Like,
yeah, I saw a chick with a Slipknot shirt, and I was like, yeah, they're a pretty good band. And she was like, who are you talking about? Oh, Slipknot? I really haven't listened to that. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, it was like conversation.
Like,
exactly.
Well, we're going nowhere fast with this one, guys.
Mm-hmm. What about different genres, Henny? Have you ever listened? You listen to
like, I'm so serious, man. Okay. Like, if I have a craving to listen to something, I go seek it out.
Man, we gonna find somebody. This cat.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it has to be something that I'm interested in for me to go check it out. Anything that I'm not interested in, I'm just like, okay, cool. Like, I heard them. Huh?
Lil Romeo.
I was never interested in Lil Romeo.
Lil Bow Wow.
I was never interested in Lil Bow Wow.
Hey, he's not Vince Staples. You hush your mouth.
I don't give a fuck nobody say Bow Wow is nobody's favorite rapper. You can't honestly look me in the face and say that this cat was the nicest.
The man said
Phenom, you're easily trolled. Somebody control you.
Listen, I'm just saying, dog. I can take a good troll in that puppet.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I'm sorry, dude. You went for the bait too hard.
No, it's just like I can't take you serious, man.
He's still.
You can't give me a good.
Can't give me a good fact, man.
Did anybody got anything to add, or any artists to add to that list so we can deviate from?
Nah, fuck that, nigga. We can.
Bro, next topic, please. I vote for next topic.
No, we ain't got nothing. That's it, nigga. This is short shit up. Oh yeah, R.I.P. Lil Peep.
Yeah, R.I.P. Lil Peep.
Xan overdose and a bunch of Xan.
Worst transition ever.
I just threw an R.I.P. in them, man.
No, it's bad transition on our
hip hop.
Yeah.
So stop questioning my transition during the goddamn podcast.
I wasn't even blaming you. I was blaming me.
It was questionable.
It was very questionable.
You don't question that shit live, nigga.
Right.
Right.
I'm there with him,
nigga.
It's like a parent.
We're free form. We're free form.
Never let them see the Family Feud.
Dude, it's like a father telling the son you can't have French fries. Mom's like, oh, we're gonna get French fries later. Like, you just gonna undermine me in front of this
Lord of mercy.
Hi, you horrible, man. Fucking done with you.
Really?
Yeah. But yeah, folks, that's it. It's Freeform. Hit the links in the description. All our social media and all the platforms we on: VidMe, SoundCloud, Audio Mac, YouTube. Hit us up, like, follow, subscribe, interact. And you know where we at. So peace.
Bye.